Your child having a temper tantrum is not a reflection of your bad parenting, but how you manage it does reflect it. So stop blaming yourself. And whenever your child does have a temper tantrum, it's okay if you feel anxious or angry. You want to have an outburst. But we need to learn how to deal with your emotions and also the emotions of the child. In order to do that, we first need to understand, why does the tantrum really happen? Well, for very young kids, of course, below 2 years of age, because their communication skills are limited, we know they want to communicate a need, they do not know how to do it, and tantrum occurs. But if the child is above 2 but below 4 years of age, their emotional control is not that good. Let's make it 5. Their emotional control is not that well developed. Also, their coping skills are not that good. So they are bound to have tantrum at some stage. And don't you think when your kid has come into that range of 3 and 5, that they do start to become independent in some things, but again, they're dependent in some others. And doesn't your child throw this tantrum that I want to take the bath myself? I will not listen to you. I do not care. It's a school day. Before we talk about what to do when a child throws a tantrum, let's first talk about what not to do. So on one end of the spectrum, do not yell, do not show your anger. The child is only going to imitate you. Be a role model and be calm. On the other end, do not try to bribe your child unnecessarily. Bribing is not a solution. So the middle ground is, do not dwell on this tantrum. You really need to let it go and hug the child and get over it. Second, always reward if a good behavior has been shown by the child. Third, screen time is not a way to deal with a tantrum. Fourth, if your child already had a busy day in outing, school, too much work, do not try to push their limits. And finally, the fifth point is that don't try to take it personally. Don't guilt yourself that, why don't I just give whatever the child is asking for and let it be. Now coming to the what to do as a parent in case of a tantrum list. Try to be as calm as possible. Say no if you mean it. Do not relent control. The child will only learn that there is supposed to be no TV after 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening. That's it. There is no relenting of control. Then, if you feel that the child is getting too angry, just walk out of the room unless it's a harmful behavior, and keep checking in after a few minutes, or just keep an eye on the child that they're not doing something harmful to themselves or throwing objects. In that case, you can always try to give like an outlet, like making the child run or do some kind of physical activity, like the punching toy is really a good option over here. And try to talk to the child in very, very simplistic language, like, please don't throw that object on the floor, it might break. This all sounded good for a home situation, but what to do in social situations? Isn't that too embarrassing if the child throws a tantrum over there? But first of all, the biggest mistake we make is we do not give child choices. So would you like to take something along, or would you like to play with other children over there, sit quietly, or would you like to talk to the others? So give them the options of what they are allowed to do in that place. And if the child really is interested in talking, let them be part of the conversation for some time so that they don't feel left out. Like they shouldn't be a child just you drag along. If the child says, okay, I want an ice cream, so you can say, okay, can you tell me what flavor of the ice cream? I will check if it is available or not. Isn't that such a simple question rather than saying no ice cream? The next situation could be, my child gets really aggressive. They throw, they hit, they bite, they kick us. First, you can change the topic of conversation. So children are so easily distracted, trust me. And if that's not the situation, just remove them from that place. And you can always give them time out. I know you were asking for something. I will give it to you later. But over here, I do not have it on me. So as soon as we get home, you will get it. If the child has been presented with a challenging situation where he is not comfortable around certain people, or a challenging activity has been given to the child, Always try to prepare the child for that. Tell them what is about to come. Are they ready for it or not? Okay, let's just do the first 2 steps today and the rest we will try the next day. So like this, you can just ease the child in that activity. Also, a well slept, well fed and thirst quenched child is really easy to handle compared to those who are deprived of all those things. As far as the preparing the child goes, you can always in social situations try to keep like 1 or 2 favorite toys of the child or something chewy or interesting that the child likes to eat, and they calm down usually with that. Don't try to tell them things by time. They do not understand the concept of time that well. So you can say by counts. And finally, be reasonable with the child. You should know your child's ability and don't go beyond. Let me know how this video was in the comment section below, and any problems that you face in dealing with children or any kind of therapy related to adults, and we will talk about it in the next video. We'll meet again.